I think in a lot of ways, we almost function kind of like the Doctor Who of YouTube, where as one host fades away, a new one kind of respawns in their place.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down the most memorable, insightful, and most fun videos from YouTuber MatPat and his gang of Game Theorists. We're looking at installments from the entire Game Theory series, including content from all 3 of their spin-off channels.
What you have done for me, and from everyone I talk to, what I've done for you, is special.
Number 10. Humans are Pokémon. Whether it's Ash's true age or Pikachu's actual power level, the Game Theorists library has no shortage of Pokémon content. When they decided to do the Pokémon theory to end all Pokémon theories, they partnered with YouTuber J-Wits for this mind-bending thesis. A simple in-game text regarding Poké behavior snowballed to a deep dive into the origins of our beloved pocket monsters.
Hey, if you even mention the words lavender and town anywhere close to each other...
Humans are Pokemon.
Now you're speaking my language.
Dissecting everything from Pokédex entries, Pokébiology, and the IP's established mythology, the research team concluded the trainers and their fighting critters were, at one point in history, one and the same. It was vintage Game Theorist overanalyzation that led to unexpected conclusions and unsettling implications.
But there's more to connect humans and Pokemon than just convoluted origin stories. For more text that'll make you scratch your head and go, really?
We recommend all Game Theorist Pokemon videos, but this one is a great place to start. Number 9. What is the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha Wave? If you think MatPat's gang only dangles its magnifying glass over the video game world, you're just getting a fraction of what they offer. One of 4 sister channels, the Film Theory series examines crazy ideas in movies and TV, and this one pumps the eccentric Inquisition up to 9,000.
And I have to say, since starting Game Theory 4 years ago, I have received so many emails, tweets, Facebook messages from you loyal theorists asking me to look into the physics of this attack to figure out how you can start blasting your best friend into your neighbor's backyard.
Turning attention to the legendary Dragon Ball franchise, the Film Theorists applied real-world physics and philosophy to Goku's signature Kamehameha move. By reasoning that the fantastical energy attack could plausibly exist in our world, this fascinating YouTube short calculates some disarmingly logical hypotheses that explain the Kamehameha. They even discussed the collision of stars at one point.
Would one plasma beam be able to push against another? Well, yes.
Even if that loses you, you might enjoy one brief and somewhat meta segment when they theorize about theorizing.
But what they provide is a useful explanation for what we see, until we inevitably learn more and revise our theories to accommodate that new information.
Number 8. Undertale, Sans secret identity. The theorists have a whole lot of love for indie titles, and viewer suggestions help lead them to this exploration of the quirky RPG Undertale. Specifically, MatPat's research crew unpacked the story's enigmatic skeletal antagonist, Sans.
What or who is he?
No line of text or animated cutscene was left unturned as they drew a connection between Undertale and MatPat's all-time favorite game, Earthbound. Ultimately, the theorists posited that Undertale baddie Sans actually shares an identity with Ness, the hero of Earthbound, and not just because their names are an anagram. They even cited evidence outside of the Tales universe referencing some of creator Toby Fox's professional history.
In short, Undertale is a continuation of Toby's version of Earthbound, with Ness never being able to get home, adopting the name Sans, and accompanied by Papyrus.
There's plenty of passion and respect for the Undertale world here, sure to delight both current indie fans and curious newcomers alike. Number 7. I made ice cream out of my Christmas tree. Did you know that Christmas trees are edible?
I don't know about you, but I get kinda sad seeing a bunch of shriveled up evergreens laid out on tree lawns at the end of the holiday season. So I asked myself the question, why just toss them when you can nosh them?
Well, when MatPat discovered this, he couldn't resist giving it a trial run on his spin-off channel, Food Theory. He attempted the Fear Factor-esque task a few times, chewing on the bark and even baking cookies from trunk sawdust. After 3 videos, he found that the solution was to transform different parts of the tree into separate dishes. This involved turning pine cones into jam, wood into deep-fried nuggets, and even concocting a form of ice cream.
If our team is not hype over this meal that they're about to receive, then they're spoiled. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The adventurous experiment features other members of MatPat's Game Theorist crew, and it also showcased his adorable chemistry with his wife and show co-creator, Stephanie Cordato. Although more culinary than scientific, the short is sure to bring you a gleeful holiday smile.
This is awesome.
Number 6. Why Mario is Mental, Parts 1 and 2. No icon was ever too infallible for MatPat, and in this installment, he went after Nintendo's numero uno. While the video about Mario the Communist was equally evocative, this two-parter dares to accuse the hero of being downright sociopathic.
Move over, Walter White. There's a new anti-hero in town, and his name is Mario Jumpman Mario.
The investigation scoured the entire franchise, including some games of which he's not even the star. We bet you never even noticed that Mario has actually been abusing his beloved pet Yoshi and brother Luigi this entire time.
Laughing, slaps him on the back, and then grinds his shoe into his brother's foot.
Let's not even start on what Part 2 has to say about the plumber's relationship with Princess Peach. This breakdown also outlined some eerily accurate signs of actual sociopathy, and it forced many gamers to see the worship Nintendo icon in a whole new light.
I am angry that I have been deceived by this sleazeball plumber for decades.
Number 5. The Great Pocket Conspiracy. Wait, how can clothes be part of elaborate and overthought theorization? Well, MatPat's most recent spin-off channel, The Style Theorists, has some ideas about that.
You see, when I first pitched the idea of dedicating our next channel to style and fashion, all the female members of Team Theorists jumped up and insisted that we do an episode about the size of women's pockets.
Launched by the YouTuber, along with collaborator Amy Roberts, Style Theory dares to ask if we're wearing our socks wrong, what's the difference between a vest and a sweater vest, and why don't girls' jeans have deep pockets? Touching upon topics like pickpockets, cavemen, and the 18th century French regime, the Great Pocket Conspiracy delves into the history of fashion for answers. It's a flagship introduction to the new channel's creative concept, tackling a frustration that's apparently insanely common. Want to know why your outfit has no place for an iPhone? Then look no further.
Fashion is freedom, and people deserve to be able to choose pockets, no matter their gender.
Number 4. Titanic is about time travel. No, really. Since YouTube had already surveyed both the buoyancy of Titanic's floating doors and some very out there imaginings of Jack's return, Film Theory decided to go in a different direction. With historical fact-checkers at the ready, the theorists suggested that the ill-fated Mr. Dawson was actually a time traveler who actively participated in the Titanic's doom.
How does Jack have this power? Why would he go back in time? And the most important question of all, why did he choose that haircut if he was trying to blend into the scenery in 1912?
They pointed out both the conspicuous and not so obvious statements made by Jack, all about things that would have been impossible for him to know. They proposed that this act of saving Rose eventually caused the sinking of the vessel, and even claimed that the tragedy was fundamentally for the historical greater good. It sounds certifiably nuts at first, but watch these 15 minutes and you might just be convinced.
That's right, friends. Leonardo DiCaprio's character is a time traveler who made sure the Titanic sinks to prevent an alternate history where the career of actor Leonardo DiCaprio never exists.
Number 3. Is Link dead in Majora's Mask? This particularly dark speculation may not be anything new, but seldom has it been fleshed out so thoroughly. Majora's Mask was always a black sheep in the Zelda family, and its atypically grim atmosphere led many to postulate that the adventure actually existed in some form of purgatorial afterlife.
Have you heard about the Majora's Mask grief theory?
Well, it sounds kinda familiar.
Game Theory took this one step further, equating each of the 5 areas in the game's setting with the 5 psychological stages of grief. Having done their homework, the team annotated professionally studied principles of the grieving process, demonstrating their in-game presence within specific characters. They even presented facts from the official Zelda timeline as evidence.
That would seem to mean... What would that mean? Waiting on you.
Whoa, it might ruin your childhood, but that's exactly why it's fun. Number 2. Rosalina Unmasked, Parts 1 and 2. As another epic plunge into the Marioverse, Rosalina Unmasked presents even more shocking revelations, threatening a cataclysmic shift in how we see some of our favorite characters. The premise pulls out all the classic game theory stops: science, character analysis, cutscene evidence, and more. And it's all to prove that Rosalina and Princess Peach are secretly blood relatives.
If Peach and Rosalina are truly related, they should be sharing some physical features, right? And yeah, I mean, obviously they look alike, but we're the Game Theorists. We can do one better.
After 2 parts and some unexpected discussions around genetics, the conclusions drawn about Rosalina's family tree open up a can of worms for Mario theories. There's also conflicting evidence as to whether Rosalina's patriarch would be Mario or Luigi, but we're left to make that decision for ourselves. This theory unfolds like a great mystery novel, with its own share of surprising emotional moments.
I want to go home. I want to go back to my house by the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. What level is Ash's Pikachu? They watched hours of Pokemon episodes to get this math right.
His first episode that he worked on was actually watching every single installment of the Pokemon anime to calculate Pikachu's level. And to be fair, that was his pitch.
How fast is Sonic the Hedgehog? The answer might surprise you.
Most versions of Sonic aren't any faster than any other game character. It's the way the game was designed and marketed that made us believe in his top speeds.
Zootopia's Dark Conspiracy. Is it really a family movie?
Before we go on, let me take a minute to get serious. I should mention that this is a really controversial theory and not one to take lightly.
Neo isn't the one in the Matrix trilogy. Let's take another look at Agent Smith.
The hero of humanity, named the One, he who is prophesized to bring about the downfall of the machines and reload the Matrix, is not Neo.
Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks are secretly the same. Your inner 90s kid will never be the same.
So we are here today with the glorious task of determining what Apple Jacks actually taste like. Because as any 90s commercial will tell you, they don't taste like apple.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Five Nights at Freddy's scariest monster is you. We really could discuss any of Game Theory's fantastic Five Nights at Freddy's videos, but we went with the one that started it all.
If you're really observant, you start to unravel the layers of unsolved mysteries around this place.
Back before the sequels, spin-offs, novels, and film adaptations, MatPat shared his early FNAF playthrough with us. We got to join him as he unearthed some profound, disturbing, and unforgettable secrets within this point-and-click horror. It was a little-known title at the time, and MatPat's videos served as many viewers' introduction to the franchise, so much so that many still associate the two names with each other.
When the game first came out, the best I could do was speculate about what this was referring to, but now I think we have our answer.
The first Freddy video brims with the undying love for exploration and discovery that prevails in all Game Theorist chapters since. We just love rewatching it, along with everything that's come afterwards. Salute MatPat by sharing your favorite Game Theorist video below. We think we picked some great ones, but hey, it's just a theory.
You have taken me on the wildest, craziest 13-year ride of my life. And I'm so grateful.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.